everybody does this, so I can't know if it's not as specific to us, but we will have our Christmas Eve pajama tradition.
Listen, last year when we said to the girls, we don't need to do pajamas.
They were like, what? What are you talking about?
I was like, don't you have pajamas from the year before that
I was
you can
like,
still
you're
fit?
25, you buy your own pajamas.
They were like,
Right. It was hilarious.
So
it's become literally since they were little kids.
Yeah.
We were giving pajamas the evening before. 20-some years we've been giving pajamas Christmas Eve. How do you stop now?
Welcome. This is For Better and Worth,
the podcast where we don't believe you have to sacrifice your relationship while you grow and build your net worth.
We are your hosts.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Erica Young, and we're so glad you're joining us today.
All right, y'all, let's get into it.
Hey, babe. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. You like my earrings?
You are in the festive mode.
I am festive, and it is that season. So the earrings come out. These are my only Christmas earrings, my little trees, and I put them on when I'm, feeling silly and festive. So here we go.
I tried to, match your vibe and
Yay!
put my cranberry on so
Yay!
we could be Christmas-like.
Yes.
Because this is actually Christmas week.
Mm-hmm. So I'm excited.
Actually, what's funny is, I think Christmas is tomorrow.
As of the airing, when this actually airs, Christmas is tomorrow.
Yes.
So
it always seems like it comes so quickly, even though it's the same day of the year. So.
Yeah.
But I like to say, before we jump into talking about Christmas, I just want to say to the people who are listening and watching, thank you for following us. Thank you for another good year for Better and Worth, and we hope that you stick with us going into 2026 because big things are coming. You
know what? I appreciate that you said that because, yes, big things are coming. We're going to keep all things a secret for right now, but stay tuned because...
Stay locked in.
Yes, in 2026, we got a few things coming up for our listeners, our viewers, and I'm excited about some new stuff. So,
I think as we celebrate Christmas and stuff like that, I always get reflective. And it always reminds me of why we even do this. Because I'm not going to lie, sometimes this feels like work.
You talking about the podcast?
The podcast, yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Like why we do this. The stuff that we talk about is so organic because it's our life.
Yeah.
And that's easy to talk about. But there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that you guys don't see. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, this feels like a whole lot of work.
It is work.
But it's still fun. And it reminds me of why we do it. And I think at Christmas time, we always talk about traditions and stuff. And I get nostalgic and reflective. And so this is my reflective moment on the podcast.
You're a very reflective guy.
Yeah, I think you have to look back in order to know where you're going and appreciate where you've been to appreciate what's coming down the pike ahead. Mm-hmm. And so I always think about that. And so just in terms of the podcast, it's just I really want to see people win with money and in relationships. And nothing is perfect. Relationships aren't perfect. The money journey isn't perfect.
I mean, you speak for yourself. I'm perfect. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even get it out without laughing. I am not perfect, but I just had to walk into that
one. That's why I said don't respond. My mind was saying things.
Yes. Why did your mind go so quickly though? I'm so glad your mouth didn't go as quickly as your mind.
Well, what the Bible say? Be slow to speak.
And quick to hear.
So I heard it, but I was like, yes, you are a perfect partner.
For you.
Yes.
Because for somebody else, they can't handle all this. But for you, thank you for handling all this for 27 years. You know what? And you should have something to say right now, too.
Thank you for handling and putting up with all of me and my shenanigans.
Yes.
All these years.
Shenanigans is the word.
Yes, you're the perfect partner for me as well.
So I've been reflective this year too on a few different things. This
Tell me about it.
Yes. The biggest thing that I have noticed this year, like for Christmas, our girls come home. So we still have one in college who comes home from school. We have another one who is in a different state who comes home. This is still home for her. And most of the time, it's just the four of us. Sometimes my mother would come. But for Christmas, we're pretty low key.
Yeah.
But them being young adults and gift giving, it's that weird, y'all don't need this, but we still want to give you a gift. And
you're an adult with a job.
Yes. And then, so like last year, for instance, and I can say this now because it's a whole year later, but we bought our oldest a standing mixer for it because she loves to bake. So we shipped it to her. She got it weeks before Christmas. Right. And so, but when she came to the house, we still wanted to have the magic of her opening some gifts. Yeah. So we had already sent her her major gift, which wasn't cheap. And we did a few little things so that she has something to open. Because they're not little kids. They're not going to have like toys and things. But the magic of them opening a gift in front of you and more than one gift as well. Like it's weird having young adults. How do you feel about that?
I also think that because they are young adults and starting out, sometimes it allows us the opportunity to just be a blessing to them. Mm-hmm. Like we bought her something that she could have bought, but it would have been a bit of a stretch, or she would have definitely had to budget for it, which she's a good budgeter. So it was an opportunity for us just to kind of bless her because she's become quite a baker. So it was like, you know what, let's get her a tool that will last forever.
So for Thanksgiving, when we saw her friends, we did a Friendsgiving for Thanksgiving, and we hosted 6 of her friends. They came over to the house we were renting, and we had Thanksgiving before Thanksgiving, and it was a good time. But one of the things that her friends said was, Faith's cookies, like when she's gonna bake something, we always, when we're gonna do some type of gathering, we want Faith to bring the snacks, the cookies, the desserts, all of that.
It was almost like they were putting their bid in. Like, look, if you baking something, I need to get mine.
I need to get mine.
And I was like, all right, look at you, little Betty Crocker.
I love it. So we just invested in that. And I think the thing that I like about holidays and birthdays, when we give gifts is I like it to be something that person probably wouldn't buy on their own because it's a little out of their price range that they would spend on themselves, right? So that I'm pretty certain that the mixer was around $200, and that's not something she would have wanted to spend money on like that.
No,
and so,
she would have been with that hand mixer, like
listen, get to work. So that I like it to be a little elevated, a little nicer, and something you probably wouldn't spend money on yourself. I'm thinking about that, but they're grown. So, and we still like to stick within a budget. So we still have a financial limit.
Hold on. Not we like to stick within a budget.
Yes, well, we do.
We stick within a budget.
Correct.
We set a spending limit for Christmas, which we've talked about on the show before. We have a Christmas fund that we just save for, Christmas gifts because it comes, like I said, it seems like it came fast, but it comes the same time of year. Mm-hmm. And so we save for Christmas so that we don't go over that budget. And like you asked, you talking about making it nostalgic. I think because our family, it's our core family group, and we don't live where our extended family, live. And, unfortunately, I've lost a lot of family members, so I don't have as many family members to come and spend Christmas with us. We kind of lean into our core four, and so Christmas.
And they're not married. They don't have kids.
Right. So we don't have grandkids or, little kids to buy for, which, that day will come and we'll do what we do as grandparents.
Listen, and I'm not rushing it. Okay.
Oh, no, me neither.
There ain't no way I'm rushing that.
No way.
But when the time comes, we'll be ready.
Right. But I like, like having us together. And, it's not about the gift giving. To me, it's about sharing time as family. Because I think the funniest thing is that though they may be adults, they come home for holidays and it's almost like they regress a little bit back to being those teens.
A child.
That
Let's be
lived
very
here.
clear.
Yeah, the teens that lived here, because though one of them doesn't live here, she stays in what was her room. And the one that's home from school, she's in her room. Then they'll be sequestered in the loft, just hanging out and talking. And it's just funny.
Well,
it's funny to me.
No, they connect on their level. But I think the other thing is they want to be a child. They don't want the responsibilities of being at home. So like they adult on their own, in their own spaces. Right? Our oldest has a whole job. She take care of herself. We're not supporting her financially. And when she come home, she like, where we going out to eat? On you. You know what I'm saying? And our youngest, like I had to borrow her car the other day. And I was like, wait a minute, I got to ask her if I can borrow her car because mine was in the shop. And I was like, okay, let me make sure I do that because this is her car. But they just don't want the responsibility. Oh, and when we borrow the car, let's be very clear.
She's like, did you put some gas in
and
it?
that part, I'm like, you
bro,
take care of your gas when you at school.
I'm like, sis.
You know?
We drove it like
5 miles.
15 minutes. Like, I got to put gas in it?
So, but they don't want the, so, and what I did this year already, I said, everybody cooking something. I'm not talking about on the holiday. I'm talking about when we need dinner, I'm going to need people to step up and cook because I ain't doing everything when y'all home. Y'all grown. You cook for yourself when you at home. So I'm going to need you to cook while you here. I'll cook too. But I'm saying it's a bunch of us grown people.
That's when I'll be like, I'm not hungry.
Oh, Lord. See? What we not gonna do. Because you do that. You like, can we get a peanut butter jelly sandwich? Where the bread? And you asked the other day when we went to the grocery store, you're like, do we need some peanut butter? I was like, I don't know, because I'm not eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
I rarely eat that, but it's just funny.
But if it means you ain't gonna cook, you gonna pull out some peanut butter and jelly.
I might do something else, but it's all good.
Lately it's been cheese and crackers.
Right, you making all this Christmas charcuterie board.
Yes, but
charcuterie.
How do you feel about this interim moment where it's still the four of us? They're not little kids with the wonderment of Christmas, but they're also not, they still want to come home to us.
Look, I love it because I'm like, look, I want my kids to want to come and spend time with us and do things. So I love it, because, we work hard during the year and we take time off at the holidays. So it's actually a time for all of us to reconnect. Because in our throughout the year, in our respective places and spaces, we're running and gunning. Our oldest is working and she's got like 2 or 3 things going on and she's busy and she's likes to travel and she wants to do things with her friends. And our youngest was in college and she's involved heavily. And both of us, we were traveling and doing, work for the business and, my job and for the podcast. And so it's like when we come together for Christmas, we've all taken time out and taken time off. Mm-hmm. So we just find things to do together to connect. Mm-hmm. And I think for me, that's the biggest part of Christmas. We're celebrating the birth of our Lord and Savior, and we're giving gifts, as a sign of love and, out of all the tradition. But for me, it's really about spending time together, reconnecting as a family. And I want that to go on as long as possible with the four of us when they expand and, have their own families and kids. I want that tradition to continue to go on. So as I think about it, that's really what comes to mind for me when I think about this time and this season. And I know this isn't a season where everybody feels that same way because some people, they say more people go into a depression and a slump during the holidays.
Because you want to be with your loved ones and sometimes they are no longer with us. And that's sad. I mean, that's the reality. And both of us have lost a lot of family members at this point. And And I think that it does bring up the, way things used to be, you know? And I do miss family members. And I have quite a few, I got a couple of family members whose birthdays are in December or right around Christmas, if you will. And we think about, those that we miss and those we wish that would be able to be there.
For sure. You
know?
But I think if people focus more on the relationship side of things and less on the gift giving, there will be less, financial fog in January and financial hangover in January when you're trying to figure out how to pay for all the money you spent over the holidays. That's why it's still so important to budget. And I think that's where the balance comes in, because I think everybody's usually in good spirits over the holidays. So lean into that side of it so you don't in January look back and be like, oh man, what did I do? And now you have a different level of stress after the holidays, because now you got to try and figure out, how am I going to pay for all this damage I did in the month of December?
So I feel like we have to reiterate, because you said that, we have to reiterate that this is the perfect time to figure out how much you spent and put it aside every month. If you spent $600 on Christmas anything, that is $50 a month, and start setting it aside in January. Easy. And so if you do it, set it up now before the new year begins, so that you have a new habit that you are engaging in, and adjust your budget accordingly monthly.
Yeah.
That is, I think, a huge deal. But let's talk about some of the traditions that we have. I'll be honest, I kind of miss one.
Okay. This year or?
I miss us doing a Christmas photo and sending it to everybody.
Look, I think that happened because, I don't want to lay blame, but you just opted out. You said you didn't want to do it no more.
Oh, very, very clearly, I understand that.
I admit that you did a lot of the work for it.
I did, but it is a tradition that I miss, because it made me think of all of the family and the friends that we loved. We would send out 100 cards, 120 cards.
That's true.
And it made me think of everyone. And I never really did, honestly. I didn't do personal notes. We did a photo and I just sent it to them. But I felt good about. That was a way that I was letting them know that I was thinking about them.
And it was a way to stay connected to people.
Yes, because sometimes we would get little text messages back, oh, I got your card, blah, blah, blah. And then we would get on the phone sometimes, or it would cause someone to send us a little note. And I miss that. I do not, however, miss printing all of the labels to send to over 100 people. I don't miss that at all.
I think in 2026, I'm going to say this right now, we're going to reinstate the Young Family Christmas card.
Don't you dare. See?
We're going to reinstate.
No, what he doing? So wait.
I'm going to help.
My goodness.
I'm going to help.
For Christmas?
For Christmas. I'm going to help.
God.
But we're going to send a Young Family Christmas card back out in 2026.
Wow.
Because
do you miss it too?
Well, people I think it was like an event almost. People used to be waiting to get our family Christmas. Not that we're like, anybody special.
No.
But we kind of nice.
We do what we do. But we would take the picture right around Thanksgiving. And let's be very clear. The reason why we stopped is because our youngest graduated from high school, and it was harder to get, and our oldest moved away.
Yeah.
So it was harder to get us all together at the right time to take a photo that we wanted to use to send it out, because we would send it out the first week of December.
But we also used to take a picture on our vacations or different things that we would do.
Yeah.
And we would send that, and it would be kind of a story.
Yeah.
Because that one year we were in China, and we took a picture on the Great Wall, sent it as our Christmas card, and we've done different things like that over the years. So in 2026, we're gonna find an event where we're all together.
You are making this commitment, And I'm not so sure I'm bought in.
Well, Shutterfly and all the other services can make it a lot easier.
We shall
We're gonna
see.
figure it out.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
We got a whole year to plan it out.
What traditions do you enjoy during this season?
I think there's one that we might have stumbled on this year.
What?
Everybody does this, so I can't know if it's not as specific to us, but we will have our Christmas Eve pajama tradition. Mm-hmm. And we didn't talk about pajama. Oh, okay. Okay, maybe there will be Christmas Eve pajamas. I just don't know about it. So, excuse me.
Listen, last year when we said to the girls, we don't need to do pajamas.
They were like, what? What are you talking about?
I was like, don't you have pajamas from the year before that
I
you
was
can
like,
still
you're
fit?
25, you buy your own pajamas.
They were like,
Right. It was hilarious.
So
it's become literally since they were little kids, we were giving pajamas the evening before. So it's been 20-something years we've been giving pajamas at Christmas Eve. So it's like,
never fear.
How do you stop now?
Mommy's taking care of it all.
Okay. You know what? You the bomb. You the bomb. 'Cause I was like, pajamas? I'm just trying to get my few gifts together.
Yeah. Not today. This year's holiday shopping has been, I think, a train wreck.
Yeah, it's been a mess.
Because the weather has been awful and the shipping has been terrible, and we have not gotten gifts or gotten the wrong gifts or what. It's crazy.
These retailers, you better get your shipping partners worked out.
Oh my
Get that sorted out.
goodness.
It's been a mess.
Well, but I think it has to do, I do think some of it has to do with the weather and some of it has to do with just negligence on the retailers and or the shippers.
I'm just glad we had a little cushion, because it's like you buy something and you don't get it, then you got to buy something else while you wait to get your money back.
I can't tell you how many things we've had to take back.
Look.
Already. And it ain't even Christmas yet.
Right.
So, but anyway, so that's been a train wreck. But the other thing, I think we have a few traditions. I mean, we always go, I prefer to go to church on Christmas Eve. So we're waiting for our oldest to get home so we can all do that together. I think it's important that before we do anything, that we celebrate the reason for the season for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
We always do giving, and we give to somebody else outside our household.
I feel like I've been giving a whole lot, man.
Yeah.
Sign up for Angel Tree here, or this there, or this that. Feel like, man, I need to start. I ain't budget for all that. I had to find the extra money, all the stuff I done signed up for.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. No,
But,
we keep miscellaneous money. Now, if you didn't realize this, we do keep miscellaneous money in the Christmas budget.
I know, but I'm just saying, that's kind of miscellaneous. But, I didn't know I was going to do 4 or 5 of these things, which...
they add
it's
up.
a blessing.
But they add up.
It's a blessing to be able to give to others who are less fortunate. And it just, I'm a giver. It does my heart good to give gifts. That's why when you ask the question about giving to our older kids, I'm like, okay. I don't care what other people are going to do. I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
Well, we're going to always give gifts. It's just a weird time in our, family dynamic with the gift giving.
But I think the important thing that I would hope people would hear is that we still, like we said, budget, and we stick within that budget. And I think the funniest thing to me is how you're like, well, we got to be equitable. If we spent this on one, we got to spend that on the other.
I fully believe that, Chris. I fully believe that. I don't know why. I do know why. I want to feel on my end that there's no way that they can say we weren't fair and
or we had a favorite.
Yes, I don't ever want to feel that way.
They're both my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I think that's very.
You got a job,
right?
You in school, so if I was inequitable a little bit, it would be okay.
And let's be very clear, that is not how it worked out this year.
I know you spend more money on the one that has a job.
We made the decision to buy the things. Right.
I can't put it on you.
Yes, and that's partly because our original gift fell through the cracks.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I'm still buying to make sure it's equitable because I want to make sure that we have spent the same amount on each child.
You know what? It's all good.
And then
just like I said, we're going to do the Christmas card. You can go ahead and make it equitable.
Lord have mercy. Okay. All right, Santa.
Ho, ho, ho.
Saint Nick. So there's one other tradition that we do that is really important to you.
Lemon pound cake.
Yeah, that 7-Up pound cake.
Yeah, that 7-Up pound cake. We're not having Christmas. We won't have to have nothing else. If we have 7-Up pound cake, Christmas can proceed.
Yeah.
We might not have no food, but we're going to have some 7-Up pound cake.
Do you remember when the girls were young? We were in Arizona, and it was one of the first times that Faith realized it was Christmas and that it was exciting and it was magical, but we wanted to hone in on this is the birth of Jesus. So we made the 7-Up cake, and then we put 3 candles on it for the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And then she blew out the candles when we said happy birthday to Jesus. Isn't that funny? Do you remember that?
I remember when you started advocating for that. I thought it was...
What did you think?
I thought it was funny. I'm just going to say it was funny. You know?
Why? I think it was cool. I feel like it solidified why we were doing this.
Cool isn't exactly how I would describe it.
What would be your word?
Unusual.
Why is it unusual to sing happy birthday to Jesus?
I mean, it's all good. It's all good. It just,
You know what?
When we singing the Stevie Wonder, version, happy birthday, Jesus.
I don't think that's what we did.
Oh, see? That's why it's unusual, because happy birthdays, I feel like we got to sing the Stevie Wonder version.
So let's do that this year then.
I'm good.
Let's make it cool.
I'm good.
So, but I think for little kids, this was a connection that we could make.
Yes.
To
I agree
the
with you on
meaning
that.
of Christmas.
Right. It's not about wake up, open gifts, and just be out of school. It's about take time to stop and recognize why we're celebrating. So I know I'm making jokes about it, but I appreciate that we were able to instill those lessons into our children. So it wasn't just about commercialization and what you want and give me your list and this and that. That's why I think the nostalgia for me comes in about connecting as a family and being centered around something that is important, and anchoring back to that, because there's so many things that can take your focus away, and, being able to spend that time and, celebrate for the right reasons.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah. And so I'm looking forward to seeing, the new traditions like that are emerging as they are older, and the things that we're going to do that are going to make an impact for, how they want to navigate their own families and their own life and that kind of thing. And it's just interesting being in this season of adults with adults and that kind of thing.
And I just hope that people, whatever your traditions are, you take time out to, recognize those things. And however 2025 went for you, if it was great, I pray that 2026 is even better. And if it didn't turn out quite as you anticipated or hoped for, there's always opportunity to make it better as we go into the new year. And so whatever plans you were able to execute, let's take it up a notch. And if things didn't work out quite as well, let's still regroup and reset and get on that debt reduction journey, that savings journey, and building your relationship, because the relationships are at the center of all of it. And if you build that solid foundation, then the money conversations throughout the year will be a lot easier, and making those decisions together will be a lot easier when the relationship is on solid ground. So
yeah. So what about making it worth it? How would you make it worth it today, babe?
I would say focus on, I'm going to go back to my saying I love is, don't major on the minors. Focus on the things that matter. We get so distracted with so many little things, and like we were talking about, like even just the gifts we were buying and how the shipping and the process it was a little messy this year. But focus on what really matters, because we can look at all these little things and they become annoyances, and it can detract from, your overall experience. And so I'm choosing to focus on the things that matter the most. And I think that's how people can make it worth it, is focus on what really matters, especially at this time of year, as you begin to, press reset and start over for 2026. That way you can go into the year with new, fresh motivation. So
There you go.
what about you? What would you say is your make it worth it?
No matter what season you're in, find ways to enjoy it. And sometimes that's with the traditions, and sometimes that's with, creating new memories. And I'm excited about the memories that we're creating this year. And you can stay on budget during the holidays.
That's for sure.
It is possible to stay on budget during the holidays. You just have to keep looking at the budget, right? Like, you have to pay attention to it. So even when you get detours, we've had a couple detours this year, but making sure that you stay on track is important so that you come into the new year strong. So I think as a parent, the whole idea of finding new ways to enjoy your family and leaning into your traditions is what makes it all just a whole lot of fun. And I'm hopeful that, as we're making our new memories this year, that is something that our girls will our young ladies will continue to appreciate and look forward to, because the biggest thing to me is that they want to spend time with us in this age. And that is so important. And they feel like home is still home. And so sometimes the holidays allow us to make that happen.
Love it.
So it's exciting. It's exciting. So Merry Christmas to you. And we are looking forward to a very happy new year. And we're glad that you're on this journey with us.
So until next time,
we're out.
We're out.
Thank you for spending some of your time with us today.
We appreciate all of your support. So be sure to subscribe, rate, and review us wherever you listen to this podcast.
You can find us on Instagram at For Better and Worth.
And sign up to receive our free guide, The 7 Reasons Your Money Relationship Isn't Working with Your Partner, on forbetterandworth.com.
Until next time, we're out of here.